Unit 14, Instructing Physical Activity and Exercise Training Programs. In this assignment, I'll be looking at two contrasting individuals and creating them both a 6-week training program based around their PARCU results and their set goals. The first client I'm going to be looking at is Dave. Dave is a 52-year-old who is 5'11", weighing 17 stone with a BMI of 33, which is classed as obese, who doesn't currently complete any physical activity and has poor fitness. Dave's occupation is a delivery van driver, meaning that his hours of exercise are flexible each week and is dependent on work. For convenience, Dave eats fast food within his van. Dave drinks, but within moderation, however smokes around 15 a day, which is a dramatic decrease from last year, but still needs to be addressed and considered when planning his training program, due to the fact that this affects both his respiratory and cardiovascular systems. Looking at Dave's completed PARCU, I can see that he has no current or ongoing known injuries that will affect his physical activity. However, Dave does suffer from hypertension and angina, yet both have been checked by the doctor and has been given the OK to partake in exercise, although needs to be thought about carefully when planning so neither condition is made worse. Dave has an average resting heart rate of 80 and a maximum heart rate of 168 beats per minute. Main goals. Long-term goals are what Dave wants to achieve within the next year. Dave wants to change his lifestyle in order to feel more confident and be able to partake and complete everyday tasks with ease without tiring. He wants to be able to partake in activities with his children that he currently finds difficult. Dave's long-term goal is to lose 4 stone in a year by changing his level of physical activity and his diet. Due to this, a lot of the exercise prescribed in the 6-week plan, Dave will be working in the fat-burning heart rate zone, which is around 60 to 70%. He wants to attend and be part of a local football team due to the fact he used to enjoy it when he was younger, and now only watches it instead of playing. He also wants to attend local classes at the gym due to him lacking motivation and needing support by a trainer, class or friend to carry on. To monitor Dave's weight loss, he's going to be having a 3-week weighing by a personal trainer at the gym. By the end of the year, Dave wants to be partaking in weekly physical activity as well as finding new ways to reduce stress through sport. Although Dave's main goal is to lose weight, each 6-week program will be focused on re-engaging in sport and the enjoyment rather than on weight loss, due to the fact it can be a deterrent. Dave has tried many ways to lose weight, yet none of them have worked and he's been unable to stick to them. Therefore, making each program based around enjoyment in turn will help him to lose weight, due to the fact he should be able to stick to the programs easier. Another long-term goal of Dave's is that he wants to be completing exercise weekly with his children. This will help to keep him motivated as well as reducing the chance of his children becoming overweight. Dave's medium-term targets are what he wants to achieve within a 6-week training program. Due to his blood pressure currently being in the high blood pressure category with an average reading of 150/96, Dave wants to try and reduce his blood pressure within the 6 weeks to pre-high category, getting an average reading of around 130/80. Although this score is still high, Dave will start to notice many benefits and will start to reduce health complications associated with hypertension. Dave also wishes to lose half a stone within the 6 weeks. This will help him to stay on track and be able to reach his long-term goal of losing 4 stone within the year. Another medium target of Dave's is that he wants to complete by the end of the 6-week program is to be able to join and partake regularly in a local 5-a-side football team. The final medium-length target of Dave's is to be able to participate in a HIIT class. However, at Dave's current level of fitness and health issues, completing a HIIT session would not be suitable and could injure Dave. Week 1. So the short-term targets. To start the 6-week program, Dave needs to re-engage in sport and try and increase his physical activity to 3 times a week, as well as include some functional exercise on top. 1 out of the 3 sessions will be independent to try and get Dave exercising alone and to become more self-motivated. The exercises will be prescribed early in the week by his personal trainer. 1 session will be at his local leisure centre with a health profession to learn 3 simple exercises that he can then complete in his independent exercise. The final session is going to be my client attending a local over 50s walking football club. His overall goal for this week is to lose 1 pound and to re-engage in sport. On Monday, Dave is going to attend a local over 50s walking football team, which is a 10-minute walk from his house. This will start to prepare the body for exercise and warming up the muscles. At the start of the session, there will be a slow jog around the pitch twice, plus a range of dynamic and static stretches. Dynamic stretches could include high knees, bum flicks, toe touches, sweeps, lunges and gates. On the other hand, static stretches could include the ones shown in red on the screen, stretching all muscles over the body. The first stretching the bicep, then the quadriceps, hamstring, triceps and pectorals. Dave is going to try and participate for the minimum of one half, which is 45 minutes, but try to carry on for the second. If possible, trying to push himself for the whole time as the main bulk of his exercise. He will then be he'll be working around 70% of effort, making his heart rate zone fat burning, and that's around 170 beats per minute. Walking football is a good way for Dave to begin to partake in football again, due to the fact he'll be able to participate in more of the game and allow him to build up his training to participate in five-a-side eventually. After the session, Dave is going to walk home, allowing his body to try and return to pre-exercise state. Once home, Dave is going to partake in developmental stretches, such as the ones shown on the screen, making sure that they are held for a minimum of 10 seconds. Tuesday is going to be classed as one of Dave's rest days, however this doesn't mean completing nothing. To help Dave gain a structured routine, he's going to try and complete functional exercises throughout the day. During his lunch break before eating, Dave is going to try and complete a brisk walk at a steady pace around the block, which is about a mile, checking with the talk test and the RPE testing, scoring around 11 or 12 at the end, as well as recording his time so that he can look back in the following weeks. If Dave does not feel like going on a brisk walk, or the weather is bad, which can sometimes put Dave off from participating, then he could attend the gym and complete a light exercise on the cross trainer or bike. On Wednesday, Dave is going to attend his personal training session at the gym. Due to this being his first gym session, Dave is going to complete the baseline fitness test, including the harvest step test and the 5 rep max test, to plan his strength exercises. After this, Dave and his instructor are going to design 3 exercises that he'll be able to complete at home. The 3 exercises will be reps of 10 and 3 sets, with a 3 minutes recovery in between. However, at the gym the intensity of the exercises will be higher. During this week, no extra weight will be used to allow for the techniques to be learned properly. On 2 out of the 3 activities. The 3 activities are squats, bicep curls with a minimum weight at home. This could be using a bag of sugar, and the harvest step test. Before completing the baseline fitness test, Dave needs to complete a warm-up similar to the one performed yesterday. However, the run can be completed on the treadmill at a low speed with no incline, lasting 3 minutes, followed by stretches. During this session, Dave needs to try and hit around 65% of his heart rate zone in order to burn fat. This is around 117 again. This can be monitored by wearing a heart rate monitor. Thursday is Dave's rest day. On Friday, Dave will complete his independent session of physical activity for around 25 minutes at home, as prescribed on Wednesday, making sure to stretch beforehand using the stretches shown on the screen, and to cool down to post-exercise to prevent DOMS. On Saturday, Dave will not have to complete any set exercises, but if he's feeling up to it, he should take a brisk walk around the block, which is around a mile again. This will be measuring Dave's motivation, perseverance and willingness to work to reach his goals. If he chooses to complete this, after the exercise, Dave needs to complete some stretches, again to prevent DOMS. On Sunday, Dave and his children will attend a morning free swim session, whereby he needs to complete 10 lengths, each which are 25 metres long, with a 10-second gap in between lengths. As well as this, Dave is going to look at the RPE scale and score himself the entire week in relation to how well he thinks he did, thinking about effort, participation and dedication. So week 2, short-term targets for this week. This week, Dave is going to increase his physical activity to 4 times a week, as this suits his lifestyle better of completing exercise more often for a shorter duration. His aims for this week is to be more self-motivated and engage in sport, as well as to lose £1. In addition, Dave's overall goal for this week is to partake in physical activity with his children and others to help build a larger social network. His first session is going to be his local over 50s walking football club again. This type of exercise is better suited to Dave due to the fact it takes the focus off weight loss and about enjoyment. This again is about re-engagement and enjoyment, as well as expanding his social network. The next session again will be his personal training session. His goals for this week is to increase the amount of sets completed. However, different from last week, Dave's independent session will be at the gym with a friend to help motivate each other and to be able to keep the intensity the same as the personal training session. The final prescribed session will be swimming class in water aerobics. This is to help increase his confidence and improve his cardiovascular system and fitness, to help reach his longer target of becoming fitter and to help stop getting tired completing everyday activities. In addition to the prescribed sessions, Dave must complete 2 days of functional exercise. On Monday, Dave is going to attend his local over 50s walking football group again, walking the 10-minute walk to his house, partaking in the same warm-up as last week. Once at football, Dave is going to participate at a higher level than before, trying to be more involved. In addition, he is going to try and last the first half of the session, 45 minutes, plus the second part of the second session, still at the same intensity. However, the last quarter, Dave must remain on the pitch trying to push himself. However, the intensity is allowed to be dropped. By doing this, Dave will begin to get a feel for the length of the game and can slowly increase his intensity to be more constant the whole game. Dave's heart rate zone should be working at higher than before, about 70, which is about 126 beats per minute. Tuesday is Dave's rest day. However, he's going to complete some functional exercise. Instead of dropping his children off to school by car, they're going to walk, which is roughly a 25-minute walk up a small incline. No warm-up is needed as such due to the fact that there won't be a lot of strain on the muscles and the exercise will be light, meaning that Dave can work in a lower heart rate zone, around 50%, which will help with his recovery. This means that Dave's heart rate will be about 92 beats per minute. On Wednesday, Dave is going to try a new class he was interested in, as a way of building his confidence at the gym. He is going to participate in water aerobics class, then after the session complete 10 lengths of his own, at his own pace, which will be his cool down. Completing water aerobics is good for Dave due to the fact he'll be able to work harder without worrying about his blood pressure as much, due to the fact when completing exercise in water, your heart rate and blood pressure is lower, due to the buoyancy and the cooling effect of water. During the class, Dave is going to try and use the lightest weights, completing the 3-minute jog and sprint intervals, which is the class's warm-up, and then the main bulk of the exercise, which will include 25 arm rolls whilst jogging, and jumping jacks at 15 reps at 4 sets with a 1-minute break in between. On Thursday, Dave is going to complete some functional exercise. During his lunch break, Dave is going to complete a brisk 1-mile walk again, trying to push himself a little further so that he feels he is working at an RPE score of 13. He's also going to try and take 30 seconds off his previous time. By recording his times allows Dave to see improvements firsthand. This can be helpful to see how much effort Dave is putting in due to all his targets being made achievable. If the effort is being put in, it allows Dave to see if he's working to the best of his ability to change. This week, Dave's personal training session is going to be on Friday. The training session is going to be laid out like a HIIT program, however at a lower intensity due to the fact that HIIT would not be suitable for Dave's current physical fitness. The session will include 8 exercises working for 20 seconds with a longer recovery time than normal of 1 minute to allow Dave's blood pressure not to rise and to be monitored. The exercises are squats with elbow touching opposite knee, alternating each squat, half press up to shoulder tap, power lunges bringing the back leg through to the hand, which is out in front, as fast as you can, and then on the other leg. Altering front punches, knee to stand to knees, box leg extensions repeated on the other side, and finally the shuffle touch exercise. Dave needs to complete a warm-up similar to the one performed on Monday at football, however the run completed on the treadmill at a low speed with no incline, lasting 3 minutes followed by stretches. During this session, Dave needs to try and hit around 65% of his heart rate zone in order to burn fat. This is 117 beats per minute again. This can be monitored by wearing a heart rate monitor. Dave's cooldown can be similar to the one at football, which is a slow jog into a walk home. On Saturday, Dave is going to rest after a tough workout at the gym the day before. On Sunday, Dave is going to attend the gym with his friend instead of alone to help motivate each other. The exercises will be the same as last week in the independent session, however upping the sets to 4 times and using a heavier weight. Warm-up and cool-down the same as Friday. If Dave does not want to attend the gym, him and his friend could complete the set exercises elsewhere, for example at a local park or at his house. Week 3. Short-term targets. Dave's Week 3 targets are going to involve a mid-program review to make sure that Dave is on track to meet his medium-term targets. His target this week is to lose 1.5 stone by the end of the week from week 1, as well as check up on his blood pressure, and his target is to score around 130 over 90. Dave is going to complete 4 sessions of physical activity this week, plus functional exercise. One session will be attending his local over 50s walking club, completing the whole session, maintaining the same level of intensity the whole way through. The next session is going to be to complete the same HIIT style personal training session as last week. Due to the fact that it was very high intensity compared to the first session, as well as it allowing his fitness to get used to the changes, the intensity will stay the same as before. The only change being made will be that the recovery period will be decreased. Dave's target for this week is to decrease the recovery time to 45 seconds. Dave's next target is related to swimming. Due to the swimming being ideal for those with high blood pressure, Dave is going to complete another water aerobics class. During the class, he is going to complete 10 lengths on his own beforehand. In addition, during the lesson, Dave is going to try and use the weights size small, which is an increase from last week. He is then going to complete the same exercises as last week, trying medium moderation where possible. Another session of Dave's is the family park walk run. Dave's target is to complete the whole course with his family, trying to jog for 1 minute, having 3 minutes recovery time, which is where he'll be walking. On top, Dave is going to complete functional exercises twice a week to help maintain and improve his overall fitness. On Monday, Wednesday, Friday and Saturday, Dave needs to complete a warm-up and cool-down, including a pulse raiser. This could be a brisk walk into a jog for around 5 minutes, preparing the muscles and body for exercise, and needs to increase the heart rate gradually. However, Dave needs to ensure that he doesn't rush off and complete anything too strenuous, as this could increase the risk of injury. As an alternative, Dave could complete a different pulse raiser. This could be cycling or skipping. However, both require equipment and aren't relevant to the types of exercise he's going to be completing. On Wednesday, for swimming, Dave is going to complete 10 lengths of front crawl with 5 seconds recovery each length for his warm-up, as well as completing the set warm-up in the class. Dave needs to ensure that he leaves enough time to complete the lengths prior to the lesson, however not too early, as the effects of a warm-up are lost after 30 minutes of being inactive. After that, Dave must complete a range of static and dynamic stretches that stretch the whole body, focusing on the areas that are going to be used mainly during the exercise. Here is a selection that he could use. So upper back stretches, shoulder stretch and the shoulder and tricep stretch, side bends, abdominal and lower back muscles, so that's like plank lifting one arm off the ground, straight, holding it for 10 seconds, and then swapping it and repeating it by lifting the legs instead. Calf stretch, hip and thigh stretch, and quadricep stretches. These static stretches can also be used in the cool down, as they are more relevant to cool downs according to research conducted by McNair and Kunson. Dynamic stretches are more relevant to warming the body up. This could include, for the neck, flexion, lateral flexion and rotation, shoulder circles, arm swings, hip twists and circulation, half squats, leg swings, lunges and ankle bounces. For cool down, there must be a type of activity which helps slower the heart rate and bring the body back or close to as possible pre-exercise state. This could be a jog into a brisk walk, followed by some static stretches and developmental stretches. Before completing the stretches, this could be a good time for Dave to complete some P&F stretching, as the muscles are still warm and pliable. On Monday, Dave is going to complete the whole session of the over 50s walking football at the highest intensity possible for him without stopping the entire match, apart from at half time. At the end of the session, he's going to meet up with the instructor running the group to talk about his progression as well as areas of improvement. Due to there being different groups of walking over 50s football in relation to the amount of physical activity completed by the individual a week as well as their ability, Dave is also going to consult about moving up groups as a challenge for the last weeks. This week, Tuesday, is going to be where Dave tries to complete as much functional exercise as possible, totaling up to around 20 minutes. During his lunch break, Dave is going to try and complete the brisk 1 mile walk, working at an RPE of 13, trying to take 10 seconds off his previous time. However, if Dave does not want to complete a brisk 1 mile walk, he could complete some vigorous house work such as vacuuming, making sure that he stays below 50% of his max heart rate, which means not exceeding 84 beats per minute. This is so that he does not overtrain and which could lead to injury, but instead slowly increases his cardiovascular fitness and gets the feel and gathers a routine of fitting exercise into his lifestyle. On Wednesday, Dave is going to attend his local swimming class. Before the class, Dave is going to complete 10 lengths of swimming at a higher intensity than normal, with only 5 seconds recovery time in between each length. In the lesson, Dave is going to use the size small weights, which is higher than last week. However, this could be quite challenging for Dave. On top of this, Dave is going to try and complete the middle ability variation of exercise. After the lesson, Dave is going to walk home from the gym instead of catching a lift with a friend as a cool down. The walk home is 10 minutes without any harsh inclines, followed by some static stretches mentioned earlier. On Thursday, Dave isn't going to complete any physical activity. This will allow for his muscles to rest and recover to prevent injury, as well as being able to work harder during his next exercise session. However, Dave will meet his personal trainer for a weigh-in, as well as to track his and take his blood pressure, so that he can have a mid-program result to help him keep on track. On Friday, Dave is going to attend the gym for his personal training session. The session will be the same style to HIIT training session, however modified to suit Dave's health restrictions. During the session, Dave is going to complete the same stations as before, due to them being a high intensity and very challenging to Dave. However, to push himself, the recovery period will be decreased to 45 seconds so that he can work maximal for longer. On Saturday, Dave and his family are going to partake in the local park run. Dave is going to jog for 1 minute, pushing himself to his maximal intensity and then recovering with 3 minutes of walking. During the course, Dave is going to try not to stop for the whole 5 kilometers. On Sunday, Dave is going to rest and recover. This is very important due to the fact that when we work out, our muscles, tendons, ligaments, bones and joints are put under more strain than normal, and rest allows our muscles to recover and prevent injury. Week 4, so the short-term targets. Dave's first target of the week 4 is to be able to complete the whole swimming session, trying every exercise using the second size weights, as well as completing 10 lengths beforehand, with only having 10 seconds recovery in between lengths. He's also going to walk home again as a cool down. Another target for Dave's this week is to complete 2 full days of functional exercise where possible. This includes walking his children to school and home again, as well as the brisk walks in his lunch breaks. Dave's third target of the week is to attend his first five-a-side football practice. Now that his fitness should have been improved, Dave is going to try a football group, still aimed at the over 40s. However, this club includes running and not just walking. Dave is going to try and participate in the first half at a medium intensity. Dave is also going to attend the gym twice a week, once with his personal trainer completing the prescribed program, and once with his friend, mainly working on cardio and some strength training on top. Dave and the rest of the family will also be completing the family park walk/run again, trying to maintain the same structure as last week. On Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday and Sunday, a warm-up and cool-down must be completed to prepare the body for exercise and reduce the chance of injury. The same warm-up and cool-down can be completed as the week before, making sure that to warm up all muscles, completing the stretches in different variations. On Monday, Dave is going to attend his local swim group. This week, Dave is going to try and complete the whole session with the second size weights at the second level of intensity. This is going to be challenging yet rewarding for Dave. In addition to the class beforehand, Dave is going to complete 10 lengths on his own, warming up, only having 10 seconds recovery in between lengths. However, on top of this, Dave is going to be walking there from work instead of driving in his van, which is around a 15-minute walk. This is so that the van is already at the depot for tomorrow. This will push Dave the most so far in this program, but is needed for progression. On Tuesday, Dave is going to complete functional exercise. In the morning before work, Dave is going to walk his children to and from school. And from school, walk to the depot, which is a near walk lasting around 7 minutes. However, the incline is more than Dave is used to. This will push Dave, however, the duration is a lot shorter, meaning that he will be able to complete it easily. Once at work, Dave is then going to complete the 1 mile brisk block walk, which he enjoys during his lunch break. Completing functional exercise such as the walk is great for Dave, as it takes the focus of exercise and more about the enjoyment, and taking time out of his day to reflect and become motivated, and is a good way to get the exercise in. It also is said to make individuals more alert and have better attention span, meaning that Dave will be getting more out of his day. On Wednesday, Dave is going to attend his first session of five-a-side football. This might be a challenge for Dave due to the fact he'll be put back outside his comfort zone again. However, once attending, this should give him the confidence boost which is helping him to reach his medium-term target. Dave is only going to participate in the first half of the game to make sure that his blood pressure doesn't increase too much. However, Dave is going to complete it at a medium to high intensity. On Thursday, Dave is going to attend his personal training session, completing the same prescribed program as last week, keeping the intervals the same to make sure there isn't too much overload on his body. In addition, this week his blood pressure will be monitored to see if it's safe for him to progress further with this chosen method of training. On Friday, Dave is going to walk his children to and from school, with the way back after dropping them off being extended with a slight incline at a faster pace. On Saturday, Dave is going to complete the family park run, completing the same structure as last week, allowing his body to get used to the changes and allow the whole family to stay together and progress at the same time. Although this program is based for Dave, one of his targets was to partake in family exercise. On Sunday, Dave is going to attend the gym with his friends, working on his cardio, completing intervals of speed and incline on the treadmill, for a total of 5 minutes, broken down into 1-minute intervals and 15 seconds recovery. In addition, some strength training will be included. However, if this does not suit Dave, he can partake the exercise elsewhere or alone, or completing the cardio exercise on a different piece of equipment such as the bike or the rowing machine. Week 5, short-term targets. This is the penultimate week, and therefore Dave is going to be challenging himself as much as possible in order to reach his medium-term targets. Dave is going to attend 2 swimming classes this week, due to the fact they are excellent for his level of fitness, and he is able to work at a high intensity without causing his blood pressure to rise too high. During one class, Dave is going to complete the session similar to last week, using the second size weights and completing 10 lengths beforehand. However, during the second class, Dave is going to use the smaller size weights but completing the same combo as the other session. Dave is also going to attend his local 5-a-side football again, working at a slightly lower intensity but partaking in the full game. There is an upcoming game, and Dave is going to be trying to show himself that he is strong enough and fit enough to partake. Dave is also going to try and attend the gym once this week, completing a HIIT-style gym session with his personal trainer for when his fitness increases, so that he can attend a HIIT class. Dave and his family are also going to attend the park run again. His target this week is to try and decrease his time by 1 minute. Dave is also going to include functional exercises into one of his days. On Monday, Dave is going to attend his first swimming class of the week. Before the class begins, as a warm-up, Dave is going to complete 10 lengths with recovery period of 8 seconds between each length. During the class, Dave is going to use the second size weights where applicable, completing 22 TikToks, hops, 20 outer thigh lifts, 1 minute flutter kicks, 20 rows, 20 tricep pushes, and 20 shoulder shrugs, with a 3-minute recovery time, maintaining a water walk. Repeating these exercises 4 times, taking away 5 each go. After this, Dave is going to complete 5 lengths, slowing his pace to help lower his heart rate. He is then going to be walking home and completing some developmental stretches when at home, focusing on his legs and shoulder to prevent DOMS. This could include exercises such as the ones shown on the screen. On Tuesday, Dave is going to complete functional exercise. Due to Dave having Tuesdays off work, Dave is going to walk his children to school, and on the way back he is going to complete the longer route than normal at a slightly higher intensity, breaking a little sweat. In the afternoon, Dave is also going to help his mum with gardening. This is a great form of strength training for Dave, whereby the focus is taken off exercise as well as socialising, which can help towards one of his goals. However, if he does not want to complete this, he can complete a 1 mile block brisk walk. However, this will test his cardio rather than his strength. On Wednesday, Dave is going to attend his local 5-a-side football team. This is a great method of exercise for Dave due to the fact it takes the focus off exercise and into social and enjoyment. This week, Dave is going to walk the 5 minutes to the park and then complete the whole session at a slightly lower intensity than normal, so that he can complete the whole match, completing the same warm-up and cool-down as last week. By completing the same warm-up and cool-downs, although it can be repetitive and boring, can mean Dave can gain a routine to know where to start a session of exercise and begin the main bulk of the exercise quicker than trying a new warm-up beforehand. Repeating the same cool-down ensures that Dave completes everything necessary to reduce the risk of injury and DOMS. On Thursday, Dave is going to attend his local swimming class again, using the same routine as Monday, however the smaller size weights. In addition, he is going to complete a longer warm-up of 15 lengths as well as 5 lengths after the class. He is also going to walk home from the gym to relax and complete a cool-down due to the fact there is no incline and the walk isn't too long. On Friday, Dave is going to attend the gym for a personal training session in the style of a HIIT class. The session will include 8 exercises working for 20 seconds with a shorter recovery time to what Dave is used to in preparation for joining an actual HIIT class. The exercises are squats, opposite elbow knee touch alternating, half press-ups to shoulder tap, power lunges, bringing the back leg through to pat the hand, which is out in front as fast as you can, and then on the other leg, altering front punches, knee to stand to knees, box leg extensions repeated on both sides, and finally the shuffle touch exercise. On Saturday, Dave is going to complete the family park run again. Due to him wanting to carry on after the programme weekly exercise with his children. During the last kilometre of the race, which is signposted, Dave is going to change his intervals from doing jogging 1 minute, recovery 3 minutes, to jogging 1 minute, recovery 1 minute 30 seconds. On Sunday, Dave is going to rest and complete no prescribed exercise to allow his muscles to recover, repair and rest. Week 6. Short-term targets. This is the final week of this programme and therefore the final chance for Dave to reach his medium-term targets. This week Dave is going to be trying to work at his highest intensity possible. Dave is going to complete 2 days of functional exercise, trying to complete his brisk 1 mile walk in the fastest time yet, taking off around 5 seconds, as well as walking his children to school twice this week and walking home as a brisk walk. Dave is also going to attend his swimming class once this week, using the second size weights, however completing 15 lengths beforehand, only having 8 seconds recovery in between each length. Dave is also going to attend his local football club, where he'll be participating in the warm-up and the 15-minute training session before a match, and hopefully able to participate in a quarter of the match, playing at his highest intensity yet. Dave is also going to attend the gym twice, once with his personal trainer, looking at ways to carry on exercising and improving his fitness after the programme before another one, if he chooses to continue, as well as a HIIT style session. The other session will be with his friend attending a HIIT class, however they will be adapting it to suit their needs, agreed by the instructor, in preparation to attend once health conditions have improved and checked over by the doctor. On Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday and Sunday, Dave needs to complete the same warm-up and cool down as week 3, for the same reasons as week 5. On Monday, Dave is going to attend his final swimming session during this 6-week programme. Dave is going to complete the same session as last week using the medium-sized weights, working at a moderate intensity, meaning that his heart rate shouldn't be above 70 to 80%, which is around 117 beats per minute, meaning that Dave's heart rate should be around 126 beats per minute. Additionally, Dave is also going to complete 15 lengths beforehand at his own for his own warm-up, with 8 seconds recovery in between each length. Furthermore, he is going to walk home as at a brisk pace as his cool down, followed by developmental and static stretches. Tuesday is Dave's rest day, however Dave is still going to try and complete as much functional exercise as possible. This is started by him walking his children to school and walking the longer route home as a brisk walk. This is around 25 minutes in total. If Dave isn't feeling the long walk, Dave is able to take the shorter route home and then complete later a short cycle, working in the heart rate zone around 60 to 70%. For Dave is around 109 beats per minute. On Wednesday, Dave is going to attend his local five-a-side football club and participate in the warm-up and 15 minutes high-intensity training session before the match. Dave hopes to partake in the third quarter of the match, playing at his highest intensity possible. However, due to this not being definite, Dave is also going to complete 1 lap of the park jogging before heading home after the game. On Thursday, Dave is going to complete the same session as last week, pushing himself into safe maximal levels and working at a highest intensity ready for HIIT classes. During the session, his blood pressure will also be taken in order to make sure that his current level of fitness is working at that is safe for him. On Friday, Dave is going to complete more functional exercise, however, to fit his exercise around his work. Dave is going to park halfway when walking his children, so that he has enough time to complete his needed day's work, so that when he picks up his children, they can go to the park for an hour. On Saturday, Dave and his family are going to complete the 5k fun run at the park again. This week they are going to push themselves as hard as they can, working at the same intervals as last week. The only change will be for the last 2k, Dave's intervals will change to be 1 minute jogging, 1 minute 30 recovery instead of just the final kilometre, with the end goal of trying to decrease their time by 15 seconds. On Sunday, Dave is going to attend the gym with his friend, partaking in a HIIT class, adapting it to his needs as prescribed by the instructor and in relation to his blood pressure on the day.